Thank you very much. The world certainly has changed in the last 20 years. Joining us now, DePaul University professor and terrorism analyst Tom Mockaitis. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Well, Tom, you have been with us for these past 20 years, and this is a broad question. Biggest security change that you've seen in these past 20 years? Correct me if I'm wrong. Airport security? What do you think?
That's probably the case in the way that it touches ordinary people. I think the biggest surprise is that we're still talking about it in 20 years. But we've done a really good job, I think, reducing the likelihood of a catastrophic attack on the scale of 9/11. And even the terrorists have acknowledged that because they've shifted their tactics to lone wolf and small cell operations like San Bernardino, the Pulse nightclub, the attacks in Paris and Belgium. Unfortunately, those are much, much harder to deter and counter, and they're going to be with us both from Islamist extremism, but also for those on the far right here in the United States.
Tom, if we go back 20 years, so much has changed. It's really tough to point to one or two things as what's changed the most. In your eyes, from a terrorism and safety aspect, what has changed the most for those who are among us who are 20 years old now who don't know anything else but post 9/11?
Well, someone asked me that this week about what are my students thinking about this. For them, they're much more worried about COVID, finding a job, and January 6th. But the reality is, for them, checking into an airport 2 hours early, not being able to go to the gate with your loved ones, enhanced screening, that's just normal. And that's going to be a permanent part of things. So is our metal detectors in government buildings. So is enhanced security outside facilities. That's just the way we're going to live from now on. That's the clearest and most visible change since 9/11.
You kind of touched on this previous, but things have changed as far as security. What do you think is the most daunting security challenge now in the United States or outside of the United States?
Without question, it's the ideology. Everyone tends to focus on what have we done to Al-Qaeda? What about ISIS? What about ISIS-K? The reality is, as long as extremist ideologies exist on the far right or among religious extremists like the Islamist jihadists, you're going to have new groups, you're going to have individuals rising up. It's just going to be with us for a very long time. And that ideology is very hard to counter in the age of social media.
Tom, when you're looking at the number of groups that exist today compared to 20 years ago, you had Al-Qaeda back then. People knew the name Osama bin Laden. They knew the group Al-Qaeda, but a lot of Americans simply did not equate that with here in the United States. When we're looking at it now, we're looking at the pulling out of the U.S. troops in Afghanistan after 20 years. We're looking at still a lot of security issues throughout the world, and the U.S. still has bases all over the globe. What are we going to be looking at in the next 20 years as far as the footprint of the United States around the world?
That's a very hard thing to say. These things tend to go through phases. There's no question that for the foreseeable future, we will avoid the large-scale operation and occupation like both Afghanistan and Iraq if we possibly can, because we've learned, hopefully, that that doesn't work terribly well. Base security doesn't worry me very much. I'm not really concerned about Afghanistan as a base for terrorism, because the days of the big terrorist camp like Al-Qaeda had are gone. They're too easy to hit with over-the-horizon weapons. What you are going to see is a highly decentralized network of cells, affiliated groups, and like-minded individuals who are going to pose a persistent low-level threat, but not an existential one, and in all likelihood, nothing like the scale of what happened 20 years ago.
So looking at ISIS-K, is this where we're on alert the most?
Not really, because actually it's ISK. It's the Islamic State Khorasan, which includes parts of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran. It's going to be so busy fighting the Taliban that it's really not going to be a threat to us. The activities of ISIS in Iraq, which most people don't realize, they're still there. They still have cells and organizations. They probably have affiliates and cells in Europe. That's where I would expect the action to be next. There's always the risk in the U.S. of somebody doing individually.
Unsettling news on this 20th anniversary. Tom Mockaitis, we will always turn to you on these events. Thank you so much.
You guys have a nice day.